Have you ever been told you're not smart just because you're not good at math? Or maybe, napagalitan ka kasi hindi ka nakasagot sa recitation. Pero sa totoo lang, you just learn in a different way. What if I told you that intelligence is not just about grades or how fast you solve a problem on paper? What if intelligence comes in many forms? Through music, movement, art, empathy, or even quiet self reflection. Today, I want to share with you a theory that changed how we look at learning and intelligence. A theory that reminds us no child is less, we just shine in different ways. This is Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, a theory that celebrates the strengths of every learner and gives hope to those who've ever felt left out in the classroom. Back in 1983, a Harvard psychologist named Dr. Howard Gardner introduced this theory through his book, Frames of Mind. He challenged the traditional belief na ang katalinuhan ng bata ay nasusukat lang sa pamamagitan ng IQ or test scores. Gardner believed that intelligence is not just one ability, but a combination of many types. And this was such a powerful shift because it reminded us that every child is intelligent in their own unique way. Ayon kay Gardner, mayroong 8 pangunahing uri ng katalinuhan. Ano nga ba ang mga ito? First, linguistic intelligence. Sila yung mahilig sa salita, communication, storytelling, or writing. Pangalawa, logical, mathematical. So, sila yung mahusay sa numbers, logic, analysis. Pangatlo, musical. Magaling sa sounds, instruments, rhythm, melody, at maaari ding magaling sumulat ng kanta. Pang-apat, bodily kinesthetic. So, sila yung natututo sa kilos, or movement, or hands-on learning. Fifth, visual spatial. So, they have a strong imagination and visual thinking. Kumbaga, mas natututo sila kapag nakikita nila ang isang bagay. At pwede ring magaling sa pagguhit. Pang-anim, interpersonal. Magaling makisama at umintindi ng damdamin ng iba. Pang-pito, intrapersonal. So, sila naman yung malalim ang self-awareness and reflection. And pang-walo, naturalistic. They are curious about nature, animals, and the environment. Maliban sa 8 nabanggit, sabi rin ni Gardner, posible na mayroon tayong existential intelligence. The ability to ask deep life questions like, what is the purpose of life? Or even, what is death? So, what makes this theory beautiful? It celebrates diversity. So, it tells us that no one is less than. We just shine in different ways. Application of the theory when a child faces challenges. Kapag may batang nahihirapan sa learning, minsan ang unang reaksyon natin ay, mahina ba siya? Tamad ba? But Gardner's theory reminds us, maybe we're not just speaking their learning language. For example, if a child struggles with reading, maybe the child learns better through music or movement. So, kung hindi siya makaupo ng matagal, maybe he or she is a kinesthetic learner. So, this is where our compassion comes in as educators. Instead of labeling them as lazy or slow, we ask, how can I reach this child in a way that makes sense to them? Next, developing intervention. Developing intervention. So intervention starts with understanding. So we observe the child and then create activities based on their dominant intelligence. For example, Reading with rhythm for musical learners, using visuals or diagrams for visual learners, group projects for interpersonal learners, and or uh, journaling for intrapersonal learners. So, hindi kailangang mahal or complicated ang intervention. Sometimes, it's just about giving them more ways to show what they know. Best practices to promote positive behavior and skill building. So, here are some best practices we can apply sa classroom. So, dito papasok yung learning na not one size fits all. So, first, integrate all eight intelligences in our lesson plans. So, no student feels left behind. So, next, let students shine through their strengths. Bigyan sila ng options sa output. Written, oral, visual. So, next, celebrate small wins, effort, not just output. Next one, use in kind, encouraging words. So, bata pa lang, they need to feel safe and seen. Next one is to model empathy. So, classmates also learn to support each other. So, we can also incorporate collaborative learning. So, i-group natin sila based sa kanilang intelligence or interest. Paano po yun? Ang topic po namin ay about sa lion. Di yung magagaling sa music, pakantahin. May ka-song about lions. Yung mga linguistic, may ka-poem about lion. Kinesthetic, role-play the life cycle of a lion. Paano naman po yung mga logical mathematical? Well, they can create an infographic or database presentation para maipakita yung behavioral patterns, hunting strategies ng mga lion. Paano po pag naturalistic? So they can create a documentary style report about the lion's habitat, behavior, or role in the food chain, and conservation status. Teacher, paano niyo po gigradean yung performance namin? Magkakaiba po kami ng gagawin. Kung magaling sila kumanta, madadaig kami niyan. No. Gigradean natin sila based sa content ng kanilang performance. With standard rubrics, so hindi mo ilalagay diyan, clear tone of voice kasi pasok lang 'yan sa musical intelligence. So ang rubrics natin, sakop lahat or in general. So tayong teachers, we are not just here to grade their work. We are here to guide, support, and inspire. In conclusion, Gardner's theory reminds us that intelligence is not a competition. It's a celebration of human uniqueness. Our job is to see beyond test scores and recognize that the hidden potential in every child. So let's be the kind of teacher who says, I see you, I understand how you learn, and I'm here to help you grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we all continue to choose compassion, creativity, and connection in our classrooms.